Hello YouTube, Jonathan800 here. I am going to show you how I use Paratroopers and how to use them. So, turn on cheats to show stuff out. So, this is my Paratrooper division that I used in my previous video. Reason it's like this is because with the Arms Against Tyranny DLC, where is the Officer Corps? You got Special Forces doctrines, and this is the path I believe is better. So, elevating the paratroopers, combat insertion instead of reconnaissance and sabotage, because you could blow up a military factory, but you could also do that with strategic bombers. And combat insertion actually reduces the enemy's org, which is quite useful. Airborne light armor, I put those in the division. That's your armored recon, basically. And then I do right side because it's more general. You take up less space in transport planes, so that should make it from 50 transport planes you need to drop a division to just 25. And it's also general buffs. This one, there's a good reason you could do this, but the defense is alright. You probably do need it, but I would say supply grace is better. This is also alright, but you don't really make use of acclimatization. This is pretty decent, but the training time can make it extremely painful, so that's why I do right side. Basically, this is why Paratrooper Engineers improves entrenchment, stats, all that fun stuff. Support anti-air is your anti-tank and anti-air. Support artillery gives the division more punch. Field hospitals because more HP and faster recovery rate. And airborne light armor for extra movement and attack. Also some armor. Now, how do you actually make a paradrop order? You have, this is for demonstration. Don't drop green paratroopers. So you got your paratroopers, preferably under a field marshal with paratroopers. This thing trait gives glider planes, and this is extremely useful. Also, plus 10 days supply grace, so your troops won't starve. This makes it to where you drop with more org. You take up less space in your transport planes again, and you take less damage from anti-air. Pretty useful. So, your transport planes must not have any orders or air wings assigned. You can tell because those are bombers. If they don't have the red exclamation mark, this you can't use them as a paradrop. Now, what I see many people do is and right-click the capital with all 4 paras. No, you don't do this. Well, you can. Many people do it with France, and they drop on domain victory points and instantly cap them, but where's the fun in that? What I do personally is every click, just lots of left clicking. Left click the base, right click the tile you want to go, left click, why are you lagging, there we go, left click, right click, and as you see, I am making, trying to encircle pretty much all of Western Poland, because I have my tanks ready to make a breakthrough, and all I have to do is take one tile up here, and all of the West is encircled. And because the AI and 90% of players do not, 99% of players don't do defense in depth, Warsaw is probably empty. Every tile that isn't a city is empty here. And you just have free reign. You can just go nuts going through. Just be aware of your supply lines. Once you're done prepping and all that stuff, you simply click glider planes and execute the drop. You know the drop will occur when the arrows are actually moving. Now I'm going to show old footage of my paradrop against the Benelux countries. So I already took out Poland in this game. Hopefully you can hear. This is the first time using this scene. No you don't. Now you should be able to hear it now. So, moving my paratroopers over, they have to be at the airbase before you start applying the orders. I currently have 200 some, what is it called? Transport planes, so not all of your paratroopers will drop at once. This is why I suggest you always make individual orders for your paratroopers. That way, it doesn't just halt in case of there's not enough transport planes. So by doing this, you'll ensure that there will be drops. Let's skip over, because this does take a while. And pretty much prepped for war. And there it is. You saw how easy it was, and they dropped in the order you place them. There's not much else to it. Yeah, I could have paradropped France, but where's the fun in that? That was basically me doing what many people do to France, but this is me making an encirclement. Basically, my plan here was to cut off the French reinforcements. I had complete air superiority, click glider planes, declare war, and with the amount of transport planes, it'll be a staggered drop because it was only 200 and I had a ton of paratrooper divisions. And if it took about 50 each, that would have been like the 4 at once. And because of that, all of Belgium was encircled. And because of the states being not much, every single troop that was, what is it called, on the front line had their org reduced by like half. Even more, because I think there might be a bug in the game, not completely sure on it. But if multiple paratroopers drop on the same tile at once, it will be the equivalent of half of a half of a half. 50% org drop, followed by 50% of that, so 75% org drop, and it just continues in halves. Says that it occurs one time per state, but I think that might exist, but don't quote me on that. Also, let me quickly pause. There is, can barely see it, but when it comes to the Maginot Line and you want to do the org drop, let's hit pause. Come on, pause. Okay. This tile here is part of Alsace-Lorraine. You can actually do a paradrop here with probably no troops guarding it. That means every single troop on the Maginot Line will now have 50 less org. And you can bust through. Probably. You probably should use the Fortress Buster General like Manstein, though. Now with the way open, because there's no such thing as a defense in depth with the AI, well, France had troops there because Belgium was not in the Allies. It's complete free reign. You can just keep going. Note that supply is getting a massive issue because the supply hubs up here haven't even converted yet to your side, well, the railways. But that's how I would say you effectively use paratroopers. You don't just paradrop Paris. Yes, it works, bit gamey too, but you use them to make encirclements. Completely destroy a bunch of the army. Now, when it came to the Barbarossa, I had a lot more transport planes, but also a lot more paratroopers. Alright, so war was just declared, and my paratroopers are making this general push towards the supply hubs, and they're all impacting a state. The plan is to later meet up here. But here's your supply hub, cut the railways, lower their org, just to make it not fun for anyone on the front line. And it should be dropping now. See, No orders, they're just standing by. Glider planes, waiting for air superiority to kick in, and it's a drop. These paratroopers, the reason you don't ever use 2 widths is because you might land on something and a 2 width will just get vaporized. Now with all of these paratroopers dropped behind the front lines, you really need to link up to them. That's why I almost always try to make the difference 1 tile so the frontline troops can easily bust in so you don't go a bridge too far. But now if we skip ahead like 30 seconds, everything should be linked up. And with that, the entire Soviet front line just collapsed. Like, all of those troops were encircled, and it's just free reign. There's no troops for the most part. And there goes the South. You work with your tanks to achieve breakthroughs. You disrupt their supply lines, you lower their org, and you just completely decimate the front line. And hope that this pretty much improv video, because what I was planning for today didn't happen. So yeah, hope this helped you learn how to use paratroopers. You set transport planes. You make sure they do not have an order. What is it? Have your paratroopers on the airbase and make an individual order for each paratrooper. Get aerial superiority, and if you can, use the glider planes trait, and there you go. You can do a pair drop. Hopefully you don't go a bridge too far. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. You know the deal. And this is Jonathan 800 signing out.